How many times have you eagerly grabbed a motivational book, only to feel the excitement and drive slip away the moment you close the last page? You get that sudden rush, that spark of determination, and it feels like nothing can stop you. You're ready to tackle your goals, break through barriers, and make your dreams a reality. But then, as days go by, that spark fades. The motivation that felt so strong begins to vanish, leaving you wondering, what happened? Motivation is like a lightning bolt. It strikes hard and fast, but it's not built to last. It gets you started, but it's fleeting. Once that initial burst of energy dies down, what are you left with? When you finally crush that huge goal, the one you've been working toward for months, maybe years, what happens next? Do you ride that high forever? The truth is, without a solid system in place, that victory may be short-lived. But imagine this. Instead of relying on that fleeting motivation, you create a system, a routine that carries you through every single day. A structure that ensures you're always making progress, even when you don't feel that rush of excitement. It's not about hitting one big milestone and stopping. It's about creating momentum that never stops building. When you focus on forming daily habits, small, consistent actions, they stack up and lead to massive results over time. These aren't just habits for the sake of reaching a goal, they're habits that reshape your identity. You're not just chasing success, you're becoming the kind of person who naturally takes the right actions every day. Think about it, if you're constantly struggling to feel motivated, if it's a daily battle just to get going, there's a bigger issue at play. It's time to stop relying on motivation alone. It's time to stop burning yourself out by waiting for that perfect moment of inspiration to strike. Habits are the foundation of who you are. They dictate your behaviors, your choices, your success. And the best part? They don't rely on you feeling motivated. They become second nature, part of your identity. With the right habits, you won't need motivation to push you forward, you'll already be moving in the right direction every day. This is where Atomic Habits comes in. This summary will guide you through the key productivity hacks that will help you form powerful, lasting habits. These aren't just quick fixes or temporary solutions. These are strategies that will bring about real, lasting change. You'll learn how to transform those fleeting bursts of motivation into sustainable, life-changing routines. The kind of routines that reshape your identity and keep you moving forward, no matter what. Are you ready to create a system that doesn't depend on fleeting motivation but instead builds long-term success? Let's dive into the world of atomic habits and discover the power of small, daily actions that lead to extraordinary transformations. Imagine this, if you could improve just 1% every single day for an entire year, by the time that year is over, you'd be a whopping 37 times better than where you started. But on the flip side, if you get 1% worse each day, you'll find yourself nearly at zero by the end of the year. That's the powerful concept James Clear introduces in Atomic Habits, a book that takes a refreshing approach to self-improvement, going far beyond the usual motivational talk. What makes Atomic Habits different? It's not just another book telling you to chase goals or hype yourself up with motivation. Instead, Clear shows you that true, lasting change doesn't come from grand gestures but from the thousands of tiny decisions you make every single day. These small habits, whether good or bad, stack up over time, shaping the person you become. The secret to success lies in building systems that allow you to consistently improve, little by little, day after day. Clear emphasizes the importance of systems over goals. Goals are important, but they are temporary, and once you hit them, the drive often fades. A system, on the other hand, keeps you moving forward continuously, even after reaching milestones. Through exceptional storytelling, personal experiences, and examples from various fields, Clear illustrates how these small habits lead to extraordinary results. What's even more compelling is that all his concepts are rooted in scientific research, so you're not just relying on theories, you're backed by proven methods. Throughout the book, Clear introduces several practical techniques for forming habits that stick, like the habit loop, the 2-minute rule, habit stacking, and the identity-based approach. These aren't just ideas, they work because there's a reason behind them. He dives deep into why habits work, how they form, and how to make them a natural part of your life. Clear also breaks some common misconceptions, such as the idea that you should expect immediate, drastic changes. He explains that progress is a slow and steady journey. Take going to the gym as an example. Hitting the gym once won't give you abs. But show up regularly for 4 weeks, and you'll start seeing changes. The magic isn't in the one-time effort, it's in showing up again and again, improving just a little bit each time. Another powerful takeaway from Atomic Habits is Clear's explanation that a habit isn't just about reaching a specific endpoint. It's about the process, the small actions that lead you there. For instance, the habit isn't just going to the gym, it's calling the cab to get there. It's the small decisions that lead to big results over time. The book also shares inspiring stories of people who've achieved greatness by following these principles, connecting the dots between their success and the habits they built over time. These real-life examples show that no matter where you are or what you're striving for, these tactics can help you level up. So, whether you're stuck in a cycle of bad habits, feeling unproductive, or simply looking to push yourself to new heights, Atomic Habits is your guide. It's not just about motivation, it's about creating a system that allows you to grow, improve, and achieve long-lasting success. Whether you're already on your way to achieving your goals or just starting out, this book will give you the tools to get there. Here are the key takeaways from Atomic Habits by James Clear, elaborated in more detail. Tiny adjustments lead to massive changes. Think of change not as a big, dramatic overhaul, but as a series of tiny adjustments, small, almost unnoticeable shifts that, when added together, create a wave of transformation. Clear emphasizes that focusing on getting just 1% better every day may seem insignificant in the moment, but the compounding effect of these small improvements can lead to results that are almost unimaginable. Over the course of a year, that consistent effort means you can become 37 times better than when you started. It's not about changing your entire life overnight. It's about focusing on those small, manageable improvements. By the end of the journey, you'll look back and realize that those tiny steps were what built the foundation of your success. Each tiny choice adds up to monumental progress, showing that it's the little things that truly matter. Master the habit loop. At the heart of forming and maintaining new habits is what Clear calls the habit loop, a simple yet profoundly effective cycle made up of 4 stages: cue, craving, response, and reward. This is the secret formula for every single habit you have, whether it's something as simple as brushing your teeth or as life-changing as hitting the gym every day. The key to mastering this loop is understanding that it's within your control. You can deliberately design your habits by adjusting the cues that trigger them, satisfying the cravings that drive them, and rewarding yourself to solidify them. Each part of the loop is crucial. Skip one, and the habit will fall apart. By strategically using this loop, you can literally rewire your brain to make even the most difficult habits feel effortless over time. Whether you're trying to break a bad habit or establish a new, positive one, the habit loop gives you the tools to succeed. It's not magic, it's science. Clear breaks it down step by step, showing how you can build the life you want by mastering the art of habit formation. Align habits with the identity you want to build. Perhaps one of the most powerful ideas in Atomic Habits is the notion that habits are not just about achieving goals, they are about shaping your identity. This is not just about what you do, but about who you become. Clear argues that the secret to long-lasting habit change is to shift your focus from results to identity. Instead of saying, "I want to run a marathon," start telling yourself, "I am a runner." When your habits are aligned with your identity, they become second nature. You're no longer just working toward a goal, you're embodying the person who consistently takes action to achieve that goal. This identity-based approach is transformational because it builds a foundation for permanent change. Every time you perform a habit, no matter how small, you're casting a vote for the kind of person you want to become. Over time, these votes add up, reinforcing your identity and making success inevitable. Instead of struggling to maintain a habit, you become the kind of person who effortlessly lives it. The shift from goal setting to identity shaping is what makes these habits stick for life. By aligning your habits with the person you aspire to be, you are no longer battling with willpower or motivation. You become someone whose very nature pushes them toward success. This approach allows you to cultivate an identity that not only achieves goals but sustains growth for years to come. In Atomic Habits, James Clear doesn't just tell you how to change your habits, he shows you how to change your life, one small step at a time. By embracing the power of small changes, mastering the habit loop, and aligning your habits with your identity, you unlock the potential to create extraordinary, lasting results. Integrate new habits into existing routines. One of the most powerful techniques to ensure a new habit sticks is by habit stacking, integrating a new habit into an existing routine. You don't need to reinvent your day from scratch to build better habits. Instead, take advantage of the routines you already have. Every single one of us has habits that we follow every day without even thinking, whether it's brushing your teeth, making your morning coffee, or checking your phone first thing in the morning. The secret is to attach your new habit to one of these existing actions, making it a seamless part of your day. This makes the new habit feel natural and automatic. Your brain already knows what to do because it's simply adding on to something it's been doing for years. For example, if you want to start journaling, do it right after you make your morning coffee. The existing cue of making coffee signals your brain that journaling comes next. By stacking your habits like this, you make it infinitely easier to establish and maintain new ones. Have patience, progress takes time. Here's the truth no one likes to hear: habit formation is not an instant process. In a world where everyone craves immediate results, Atomic Habits teaches you to embrace the power of slow, steady progress. You might not see the fruits of your new habit immediately, but that doesn't mean it's not working. Clear emphasizes that patience is the key to success. Just because you don't see drastic results after a week doesn't mean your efforts are in vain. Think of it like planting a seed. You won't see the plant grow the very next day, but beneath the surface, important changes are taking place. The same goes for your habits. Stay the course, and the results will eventually become visible. Most people give up right before they're about to see progress. If you can trust the process and stick with it, you'll be amazed at what happens over time. Design your environment to support your habits. Your environment is a silent force that shapes your behavior every day, whether you realize it or not. Clear argues that by designing your environment intentionally, you can make it easier to build good habits and harder to fall into bad ones. Want to drink more water? Keep a water bottle within arm's reach at all times. Want to stop snacking on junk food? Don't bring it into your home in the first place. Small changes in your environment can have a massive impact on your habits. You don't have to rely solely on willpower to resist temptation. If you design your environment in a way that supports your goals, your habits will practically take care of themselves. It's about making the good habits easy and the bad ones difficult. When your surroundings are set up to encourage the behaviors you want, you'll find that sticking to your habits feels more natural and less forced. Break down habits into 2-minute tasks. One of the most common reasons people fail to stick to new habits is that they try to do too much, too fast. Clear presents a brilliant solution: break down your habits into 2-minute tasks. By starting small, you remove the overwhelming nature of big goals and make the habit more manageable. If your goal is to read more, start by reading just 1 page a day. If you want to start running, just put on your running shoes. The key here is to lower the barrier to entry so that you can start the habit with minimal effort. Once the habit is in motion, you're far more likely to continue. You may think, 2 minutes? How is that going to make a difference? But that's the genius of it. Once you've started, you'll often find yourself doing much more than 2 minutes. It's about creating the momentum that makes sticking to your habit easier over time. The hardest part of any task is starting, and this method makes starting ridiculously easy. Habit formation is an ongoing process. One of the most profound lessons in Atomic Habits is that habit formation isn't a destination, it's a continuous journey. There is no finish line when it comes to self-improvement. Life changes, circumstances shift, and sometimes your habits will need to evolve with those changes. What worked for you today might not work for you a year from now, and that's perfectly okay. The key is to remain flexible and willing to adjust your habits as necessary. Habit formation is an ongoing process of refining, improving, and tweaking. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. You'll need to assess your habits regularly and be willing to make adjustments when things aren't working. This willingness to adapt is what separates those who achieve lasting success from those who fall off track. Embrace the journey, and remember that building habits is about lifelong growth. By applying these key takeaways from Atomic Habits, you'll be equipped to create sustainable, powerful habits that not only change your behavior but transform your life. It's about more than just hitting a goal, it's about becoming the person you were meant to be, one small step at a time. Forming Good Habits, a breakdown of Atomic Habits' 4 laws. James Clear's 4 laws of human behavior change are derived from the habit loop, which consists of 4 critical stages. Cue, the initial trigger that sets your habit in motion, like a specific time of day or an emotional state. Craving, the internal desire that propels you to act, seeking the reward attached to the habit. Response, the actual action or behavior you perform in response to the cue and craving. Reward, the satisfaction or pleasure you experience from completing the action, reinforcing the habit. Clear uses these 4 steps to formulate his 4 laws of behavior change, which provide a strategic roadmap for habit building. For each law, Clear offers multiple tactics to strengthen habits and also shares a method to break negative ones. Let's explore how these laws can supercharge your productivity and transform your life. Law number 1, make it obvious. The first step in forming a habit is to recognize the cues around you. If you're not aware of the habits that need changing, you'll be stuck in a loop of unconscious behaviors. Cues are subtle, often invisible triggers, but once you spot them, you can reshape your automatic responses. Clear explains that our brains are wired to act on cues. Think about bad habits. Over time, they become ingrained in your routine because they're tied to recurring triggers. Like a museum curator who can spot a fake painting from just a glance, you can train your brain to recognize these cues and act differently. Here are some powerful tactics to make the cue obvious and help you cultivate new habits. Habit stacking, link your new habit to something you already do regularly. For example, if you want to start meditating daily, tie it to something like your morning coffee. After brewing your coffee, meditate for 5 minutes. The coffee becomes the cue for your new habit. Implementation intention, be specific about when and where you will carry out your habit. Instead of vaguely saying, I'll exercise more, set an intention like, I will do 20 push-ups at 7 a.m. in my living room. This gives your brain a clear signal of what to expect. Environment design, shape your surroundings to make the cues more visible. If you want to read more, place a book on your nightstand or desk where you'll easily see it. The sight of the book will serve as a cue to start reading. To break a habit, remove the cue. If you're trying to quit snacking on junk food, don't leave chips on the counter. Out of sight, out of mind. By eliminating the cue, you make it harder for the habit to trigger. Law number 2, make it attractive. Once the cue is in place, you need to make the habit irresistibly appealing. This is where cravings come in. The desire for a reward fuels the habit loop, so making the habit itself attractive increases your motivation to engage in it. Here are some ways to make your habit more attractive. Temptation bundling, pair a habit you need to build with something you enjoy. If you love watching Netflix, commit to only watching your favorite show while exercising. This bundling of temptations creates a craving for the habit because it's tied to something you already find enjoyable. Social influence, surround yourself with people who already have the habit you want to adopt. Clear states, we imitate the habits of 3 groups, the close, the many, and the powerful. By spending time with people who practice the behavior you want, it becomes more attractive for you to follow suit. Positive reinforcement, reward yourself immediately after completing the habit. If you're trying to save money, reward yourself by doing something fun, but free, after each time you skip an unnecessary expense. The reward becomes a craving that drives the habit. To break a habit, make the habit unattractive. Focus on the negative aspects of your bad habit. For example, if you're trying to quit smoking, constantly remind yourself of the health risks, the money you're wasting, and the damage to your body. Shifting your mindset will reduce the craving for that habit. Law number 3, make it easy. The easier a habit is to start, the more likely you are to follow through. Human behavior gravitates toward the path of least resistance, so you want to make sure your habit requires the least amount of effort to begin. Here's how to make the process effortless. Reduce friction, make your habits easier by removing obstacles. If you want to work out, lay out your gym clothes the night before. If you're trying to eat healthier, prep your meals in advance so that healthy food is always within reach. The 2-minute rule. This rule is all about scaling down your habit to make it manageable. Clear suggests that you start a habit by breaking it down into the smallest action possible, something that takes 2 minutes or less. Instead of committing to reading an entire book, start by reading just 1 page. Instead of aiming to run 5 miles, start by putting on your running shoes. The key is to just get started, and often, you'll find yourself continuing far beyond those 2 minutes. Automate your habits. Use technology or systems to automate positive behaviors. Want to save more money? Set up an automatic transfer to your savings account every payday. The less effort it requires, the more consistent your habit will be. To break a habit, increase friction. If you're trying to cut down on social media, delete the app from your phone, making it harder to access. The more inconvenient you make the habit, the less likely you'll engage in it. Law number 4, make it satisfying. Finally, the reward is what completes the habit loop and solidifies the behavior. The more immediate and satisfying the reward, the more likely you are to repeat the habit. Clear emphasizes that your brain is wired to seek out pleasure and avoid pain, so making the outcome of the habit satisfying is crucial for long-term success. Here's how you can make habits more satisfying. Immediate rewards. Give yourself a reward that you can enjoy right after completing the habit. If you're working on building a writing habit, reward yourself with a small treat after you finish your writing session. Immediate gratification helps reinforce the habit loop. Habit tracking. Use visual cues like a habit tracker or calendar to see your progress. Checking off each day you successfully perform your habit gives you an instant sense of accomplishment, making the process more satisfying. Don't break the chain. Once you've established momentum, make it a point to not break the chain of completing your habit daily. The longer the streak, the more satisfying it becomes to keep it going. By applying these 4 laws, make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying, you can create powerful habits that stick. Whether you want to increase productivity, improve your health, or achieve your goals, Atomic Habits offers a practical framework for turning small, consistent actions into life-changing results. 1. Habit scorecards, a path to self-awareness and improvement. A habit scorecard is like your personal productivity checklist, a tool designed to help you take stock of your daily actions and understand how they influence your life. It's more than just writing down what you do each day. It's about diving deep into your routine and classifying each habit as positive, negative, or neutral. The aim of using a habit scorecard is simple but profound, to create awareness of your actions and their impact. Without awareness, you'll find it hard to make meaningful changes in your life. It's like trying to navigate in the dark. The scorecard acts as a spotlight, illuminating the patterns that either push you forward or hold you back. Here's how to get started with your habit scorecard. List your daily activities. Think about everything you do at work, at home, or even in your personal life. These can range from small tasks like checking emails to larger commitments like attending meetings or working on a project. Categorize each activity. Once you've listed your habits, label each one as positive, negative, or neutral. Positive habits are those that help you achieve your goals and improve your productivity. Negative habits are those that hinder progress, while neutral habits don't have much impact either way. Rate the impact. For each habit, assign a rating that reflects its overall influence on your day. A habit like working on a major project might get a high positive score, while procrastination could earn a low negative score. Identify patterns. after rating your habits, you'll start to see trends. Do your positive habits outweigh the negatives? Are you spending too much time on neutral tasks that don't contribute to your growth? How your behaviors affect productivity. By using a habit scorecard, you'll quickly realize how your current behaviors impact your productivity. For instance, you might discover that checking social media too often takes away precious time from high-priority tasks. Or you might find that a quick morning workout boosts your energy for the entire day. Want to change this and start meeting deadlines? Here's how you can improve. Prioritize high-impact tasks. Focus your time and energy on tasks that move the needle. These are the things that truly matter in your work or personal goals. Track progress and adjust. Regularly check how you're doing. If something isn't working, adjust your plans. Be flexible with your methods but rigid with your goals. Reflect daily. At the end of the day, take a few moments to review your scorecard. Ask yourself, what worked today? What didn't? What can I improve tomorrow? Wrap up unfinished tasks. Try to complete the tasks you've set for the day. If you don't, those unfinished tasks will carry over into tomorrow, creating an ever-growing pile of work that can easily overwhelm you. But here's the catch. If you don't consciously reflect and adjust your habits, you'll continue missing deadlines, letting today's work bleed into tomorrow, and eventually, the snowball effect will kick in. More unfinished work leads to stress and decreased productivity. The habit scorecard gives you the clarity to avoid that. It's your tool to identify the good, the bad, and the neutral, and ultimately, to build a more productive, focused routine that helps you reach your goals. The idea here is simple. If you remove the cue that prompts a bad habit, the habit becomes much easier to break. For example, if you find yourself mindlessly scrolling through social media at the end of the day instead of reflecting on your goals or spending time with loved ones, you need to make that distraction invisible. This could mean putting your phone on silent mode, moving it out of reach, or using apps that limit your screen time. By creating an environment where distractions are minimized, you can focus on building more productive habits. Clear stresses that you don't need to rely on willpower to resist temptation. Just make the temptation disappear. Law number 2, make it attractive, the dopamine loop. In his second law, Clear emphasizes that habits operate on a dopamine-driven feedback loop. When you anticipate a reward, your brain releases dopamine, which increases your urge to take action. The key to making habits attractive is to leverage this anticipation of a reward. Temptation bundling, turn work into play. A brilliant strategy that Clear offers is temptation bundling. This involves pairing an action you need to do with an action you want to do. Let's say you need to minimize distractions during work but love listening to your favorite podcast. With temptation bundling, you can design your day like this. Work in focused blocks. Commit to 90 minutes of uninterrupted work, say from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Reward yourself with something fun. After your work block, reward yourself by listening to one episode of your favorite podcast during your break. By doing this, you create a system where the anticipation of the reward, listening to your podcast, motivates you to stay focused during work. It's like training your brain to associate hard work with pleasure, making productivity more enjoyable. Combining habit stacking and temptation bundling. Clear suggests combining habit stacking with temptation bundling to supercharge your habit-building efforts. Here's how you can structure it. After, current habit, I will, habit I need. After, habit I need, I will, habit I want. For example, after lunch, I will work on my marketing report for 90 minutes. After working for 90 minutes, I will watch an episode of my favorite show. This method keeps you on track because it aligns tasks you need to accomplish with activities you enjoy, creating a balanced system of productivity and enjoyment. The power of community. Choose your tribe wisely. Another key element of making habits attractive is surrounding yourself with the right people. Humans are inherently social creatures, and we tend to adopt the behaviors and attitudes of those around us. If you constantly spend time with people who complain about their jobs, you might find yourself echoing their negativity. But if you surround yourself with motivated, goal-oriented individuals, you'll start to reflect their drive and ambition. By choosing a community that values progress, productivity, and personal growth, you raise the bar for yourself, making it more attractive to stick to good habits and more likely to avoid negative ones. In summary, making your habits attractive is about creating systems that align effort with enjoyment, minimizing distractions, and placing yourself in environments that inspire success. Whether it's by bundling habits, designing your surroundings, or picking the right tribe, you can build habits that push you closer to the person you want to become. Breaking bad habits, reprogramming your mind. Now, let's dive into the crucial topic of breaking bad habits, which often cling to us like unwanted shadows. Imagine this: you wake up at 9 every morning, and your departure for work is scheduled for 10. You've been battling the urge to break this cycle, yearning to rise and shine at the early hour of 5 a.m. You tell yourself repeatedly, "I have to wake up at 5 a.m., but those words seem to weigh heavier than a boulder, trapping you in your comfortable routine. What if I told you that a slight shift in your mindset could transform this struggle into a beautiful opportunity? Instead of fixating on the phrase, "I have to," flip it to, "I get to." Try saying, "I get to wake up at 5 a.m. every morning. I get to embrace the fresh morning breeze, engage in invigorating exercise, and reflect on my personal goals." This rephrasing isn't just a clever trick, it's a powerful mental shift that can create a cascade of positive emotions. By associating the act of waking up early with delightful experiences, you'll begin to crave those moments. Imagine how starting your day at a peaceful pace can leave you feeling energized, accomplished, and ready to tackle whatever lies ahead. This shift isn't just motivational fluff, it's a technique supported by numerous books on focus and self-improvement. It taps into the essence of what makes us tick: positive reinforcement. Law number 3, make it easy. The most effective form of learning is practice, not planning. Think about it. The more you repeat a habit, the more your brain adapts to it. The structure of your brain evolves, carving out new neural pathways that make your new behaviors more efficient and automatic. It's scientifically proven that the simple act of repeating a habit leads to physical changes in the brain. Clear emphasizes an essential truth: the amount of time you have been performing a habit is not as important as the number of times you have performed it. It's about the repetitions, the consistency, and the daily commitment to your new self. The law of least effort. As human beings, we naturally gravitate towards the path of least resistance. We prefer the easy, familiar routes over the challenging, daunting ones. This is where the law of least effort comes into play. To break bad habits and form new ones, you must create an environment that makes the desired habits easy to perform and the undesired ones difficult. Imagine you're introducing a new project management software at your organization. The old system may be outdated, but it's familiar and requires minimal effort. In this case, employees might resist the change, clinging to the comfortable yet inefficient system. This is the law of least effort in action. To facilitate this transition, it's vital to create an environment where adopting the new software is as easy as possible. You can conduct training sessions, provide user-friendly guidelines, and establish a dedicated support team to address any challenges that arise. By making the environment conducive to learning and maximizing the perceived difficulty of adopting the old system, you pave the way for lasting work habits. Such changes lead to an environment where employees not only accept the new system but also welcome it with open arms, transforming resistance into enthusiasm. Creating habit-friendly environments. Imagine your workspace or home designed specifically to nurture your good habits. Set up reminders, place your workout gear by your bed, or prepare healthy meals in advance. When your environment is structured to support your goals, the effort required to perform the desired actions diminishes, and the likelihood of following through increases dramatically. To truly embody this principle, you can implement the following strategies. Set up visual reminders. Use sticky notes, alarms, or calendar notifications to remind yourself of your new habits. The more visible they are, the more likely you are to remember to act on them. Minimize friction, reduce barriers that stand in the way of performing good habits. If you want to read more, keep a book by your bedside. If you want to eat healthier, prepare your meals in advance so they're ready to go when hunger strikes. Optimize your space. Create a dedicated space for your new habits. Whether it's a cozy corner for reading or a designated workout area, having a specific place can reinforce your commitment. Use technology to your advantage. Leverage apps and tools that help you track your habits and progress. The ease of accessing technology can encourage you to engage more consistently with your goals. In conclusion, breaking bad habits and reprogramming your mind is not an insurmountable task. With a positive shift in attitude, an understanding of how your brain works, and a commitment to creating an environment that fosters good habits, you can pave the way for transformative change. By making it easy, attractive, and rewarding, you'll find yourself not only breaking free from old patterns but also stepping confidently into a new, empowered version of yourself. Embrace the journey and watch how small, consistent changes lead to monumental shifts in your life. The 2-minute rule. Our brains are naturally wired to shy away from challenging tasks. Every day, we face countless decisions, such as whether to finish that important work assignment or indulge in another episode of our favorite Netflix series. As James Clear notes, habits are immediate actions. They serve as the gateway to our routines. For example, taking a cab to the gym is the habit, while actually hitting the gym is the goal. When embarking on the journey of forming a new habit, Clear suggests embracing the 2-minute rule. This principle states that any new behavior you want to adopt should take no longer than 2 minutes to initiate. It may sound absurd at first, but the beauty lies in its simplicity. You can break down any habit into a 2-minute version. Reading habit. Instead of committing to an hour of reading, start with just 1 page a day. Yoga routine. Rather than diving into a full 30-minute session, simply roll out your yoga mat. Project management. If you want your employees to use new software, place a shortcut on their desktops for easy access. This 2-minute approach removes the intimidation factor from starting new habits, making it clear that initiating change is quite easy. By utilizing this tactic, you diminish the perceived difficulty of adopting new routines, paving the way for more productive behaviors. This concept aligns with strategies discussed in popular growth hacking literature, emphasizing the importance of starting with small, manageable steps. Breaking bad habits. Make it impractical. Clear emphasizes that to break a habit, you need to make it impractical. Technology can be a powerful ally in this endeavor. For instance, if you find yourself wasting time on social media during work hours, consider installing an app blocker that restricts access to these sites during designated times. By taking away your ability to engage with those distractions, you effectively render the habit impractical, if not impossible, during those crucial hours. Law number 4, make it satisfying. We are more inclined to repeat behaviors that provide immediate satisfaction. As humans, we tend to prioritize instant rewards over delayed gratification. Take, for example, the desire to develop great abs. Achieving this after just 1 workout seems unrealistic. The cardinal rule of behavior change states, what is immediately rewarded is repeated. What is immediately punished is avoided. To make habits stick, you need to experience some form of success right away. Implementing the previous laws, making habits obvious, appealing, and effortless, can significantly increase your likelihood of following through. However, if you only perform the habit once, it's crucial to make it satisfying to enhance the chance of repeating it. For example, if your goal is to exercise regularly, reward yourself with a delicious smoothie or your favorite snack after each workout. By linking the positive experience of a reward to your exercise routine, you create a satisfying association that motivates you to repeat the behavior. The goal is to connect immediate pleasures with your journey towards larger objectives. Habit tracker. Imagine you're making progress but suddenly find yourself feeling lost, unsure of how you got there. This is where a habit tracker can be a game changer. It allows you to monitor your progress with new habits, providing a visual representation of your achievements. By seeing your streaks, you gain tangible proof of your progress, motivating you to continue building the habits you've started. Breaking bad habits. Get an accountability partner. Having an accountability partner can be incredibly beneficial. This person offers support, encouragement, and a sense of responsibility. When you share your goals with someone who regularly checks in on your progress, it boosts your motivation and commitment to achieving your objectives. Knowing that someone else is aware of your goals can instill a sense of external motivation, helping you stay on track and resist the temptation to revert to old habits. Conclusion. In summary, adopting the 2-minute rule and integrating the strategies of making habits impractical, satisfying, and trackable can significantly enhance your ability to cultivate positive habits and break negative ones. Embrace the simplicity of starting small, utilize technology to remove barriers, reward yourself for progress, and surround yourself with supportive individuals. These methods can lead to lasting change, propelling you towards a more productive and fulfilling life.